Welcome to another episode of the View Experiment. Thank you for being so kind and waiting for us the past 5 minutes because we had some technical issues, but we worked it out. Is it correct, Tasos?
Yes, all good in the end.
All good in the end.
Happy and excited to be here.
Thank you for being here with us. It's the second episode that we are doing in English, or third, something like this. And it's an honor having you with us in order to discuss all those things that we can do about our mental health and how we can bring balance to our life. But this is your job to explain all those things. Please
I will
tell
try.
something.
I will try to explain. First of all, thank you for having me, Kyriakos, here. It's my honor to be here, and I'm excited, to have an interesting discussion with a lot of insights, and let's create some value and some impact to our participants.
That's very nice. Please tell me something about yourself, whatever you are comfortable discussing about. Who you are, where you come from.
Yes,
it's
you
a
know
modern.
some things already, but it's good for our audience also to get to know about us. First of all, I appreciate also your work and your expertise in hospitality, and I've seen the amazing work you're doing in different hotels all over Greece, and I really appreciate that. I'm not really in the hospitality sector myself, only as a guest, as a visitor, but not as a professional. But every sector has its own particularities and its own, let's say, approach. Because in the end, hospitality is about customer-centric approach, and it's really important, for customers to feel comfortable, to feel pampered, and feel that they're taken care well during their stay in a hotel. So yes, about something about me. I'm living in Qatar now for the last 11 years. I started my journey from Greece, of course, in Athens. I was born in Athens, raised in Athens, had my university studies in Athens, and then I moved on with some MBA, Master Business Administration studies abroad, in France, in the US, even in Tokyo, Japan, Southeast Asia, etc. So I had a bit of an interesting journey there. And then after working in Greece for several years, I had the possibility with the family to move to Qatar here in 2013. Mainly because my wife got a job offer to work for FIFA 2022 for the World Cup, for the FIFA World Cup in 2022. So we had like 10 years, to balance, let's say, and said back then, what do we want for our family and ourselves in our future? Do we want 10 years in Greece or 10 years in Qatar, Middle East, wherever this takes us? So we're still here after 10 years, so almost 12 years now. So we'll see. We'll see what our next step takes us. And in terms of what I'm doing, the last years I'm really into executive coaching, more particularly executive holistic coaching. So I support executives and business owners in their journey to really take back control of their lives and really get the so much required balance or integration, work-life integration, because we are talking about work-life integration basically, more than work-life balance, and I can explain this. In order to feel happier, to feel fulfilled, to have the necessary time that they require for their families, for themselves, very important for themselves, because self-care is extremely important. And then, see the future with, different perspective, in a more solid way, a more grounded way, and a more spiritual way. Why not? If they can reach this level.
That's all very interesting things, and we are going to discuss it more briefly in a few minutes. You said that you are still in Qatar, correct?
Yes, I'm in Doha right now. Doha. I'm in the middle. In the middle between Iran and Israel. Unfortunately.
That's what I wanted to ask. Okay, this means you are safe. If you're in the middle, you are safe.
So far, so good.
How did it come? Because I see, I know about your baby, which is called heart. How did
Mhm.
it come to exist? What
Heart,
was the
yes, heart.
reason?
Thank you for asking me. So, heart is basically a coaching methodology that I have developed, and I'm the founder of this methodology. And this came slowly and gradually during my own trip, my own journey, let's say, the last years, and my own transformation. From a professional, corporate, environments, having all these hectic and stressful meetings and colleagues, and sometimes even toxic environments.
Yes.
Even though I can say I was lucky not to have such toxic environments, but you always have some negative emotions or negative feelings that you go through, as we all go through our lives sometimes. So this this started, the heart started because I started shifting my own perspective from the mind and mind control and everything about the mind and everything about the brain and our thoughts and how we analyze things and how we take decisions based on mental processes. I started shifting to the heart. So this is what we're saying, that I have dropped down from the mind to heart in order for me to take decisions, in order for me to be involved in strategic decisions and decisions in my life. So I try to follow my instinct, and the instinct is coming, from the heart and the emotion that we create, the emotions that we create around us, and the emotions that we share with other people. So this is now the driving factor. It's not really the mind so much, mental analysis. It's really the heart and the passion and the emotion that will guide my decision from now on. It doesn't mean that I'm always very successful in my decision, right? But so far, so good, and it has led me in a nice path, an interesting path. So I just trust it and I follow it even more.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than everybody else that says you have to to build a mindset in order to become what you want, and all those things that you see on YouTube, TikTok,
You're right.
everywhere.
You're right. You're right. We have to build a mindset. But if I can expand on this, I'm saying that we have to build the heart state in order then to build the mindset. Right? Because of course the mindset is important. It gives us, the focus. It gives the motivation. It gives us the discipline. It gives us the commitment, the consistency, what you're doing, right? But if you don't know who you are, if you don't know what you're doing, which is coming from the heart, then the mindset cannot appear, cannot be helpful. So this is my philosophy, and the heart actually coaching philosophy, or the heart coaching methodology. It starts with a holistic, or H, because it's an acronym. So H for holistic approach, E for empowerment, A for acceptance, R for resilience, and E for transformation. So basically, how it works, let's say that you would be a coachee for me, and I would be a coach. We would examine, we would explore, and I would support you to get a holistic approach in your life first. You feel calm, you feel that you have control in your life and everything that you do. So this is the holistic approach. Then, when you're building this, you at the same time you trust more and more yourself. So you start being more confident, and you have more resilience slowly. So you're building your self-empowerment first of all, right? And you're able to put your boundaries, set your boundaries, to other people in any situation. And this slowly brings you also acceptance, self-acceptance first of all, then acceptance from the other people, your social environment, your professional environment, your colleagues, whatever it is. And then the third aspect of acceptance is your acceptance to others. So more inclusivity, more understanding, more empathy, for the people around you and what they feel. So these are the three aspects of acceptance. And then once you go through the journey, you start being resilient, because once you feel self-empowered, self-accepted, and accepted from the others, and you start accepting the others, you're building the resilience. So you're raising the vibration, frequency, and the actual resilience of you, in order to be able to fight, to be able to cope with any challenges that the life will bring you, because the life will bring us challenges for sure. We cannot escape from that, right? Any kind of challenges. And then when you once you have this high level of resilience, you realize that you have transformed yourself. So you go to the transformation, last aspect of heart, and then you see your journey and you say, okay, where did I start? I started here, and slowly I built my resilience and my transformation, and now I'm a different person. Now I'm here, up there. So you look and you say, okay, you see, I go from point A to point C or B or whatever, which is a very higher level. So I'm a person, identity, possibly, with a different mindset, as you said correctly, right? But everything begins from the heart.
I'm listening. I'm just listening because there are very good things in order for people if they wanted to start changing their lives. It's the best thing in order to search, because you said it's what the heart wants, and usually as a coach, the difficult questions are, what is it what you really want? And those are the difficult questions, because it's what you want, not society, not the others, your wife, your husband, your spouse, your children. It's what you want, and those, most of the times, this, it's buried under the others' needs, and this is when everything starts.
Yes, you're right. You're perfectly right, because we all fall into this trap of following and trying to please other people around us, right? It can be our mother, our father, it can be our grandmother, our grandfather, whatever, relations we have with them. It can be our close family, our wife, our husband, our kids. So by trying to please them, we forget about ourselves. And then we are running into the wheel like a mouse, inside the wheel, in order to be able to satisfy these needs. And then we forget about ourselves. So we forget about who we are, because this is even more important than what we want to do. Because the who we are, it's an identity. So how we build this identity? Who are we? Are we a coach and you're a consultant, for example? So am I a consultant? Am I a coach? Am I a professional? Or am I a person with high values, with integrity, with wisdom, with knowledge, with aspirations, with dreams, for example, right? Because this belongs to the who. Sometimes we get confused with the roles, right? Because we have different roles in life. So I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a coach, I'm a professional, I'm a businessman, right? I'm a friend, and all these different roles, right? And then it gets really confusing, right? With what we want and what are the needs of other people, as you say nicely.
Yeah. I'm going. May I share a story, a short one, a very short story?
Sure, please.
On a young age of 22, I came up with this idea that human beings are actors, because the role is different with everybody. As you said, all the people that you mentioned before, our co-workers, our bosses, our mentors, leaders, we are different with everybody. And I told this to a manager that I had. He was a boss, actually. He was always right. And I told him, if we, some human beings, can become the best actors, then we have succeeded in life, because we have to be different with everybody. And he told me, you are going to lose yourself. It's not about losing myself. I have, as you said, my heart speaks different to my wife, to my children, to my friends, to everybody. And now I did the conclusion because what you said. After so many years.
That's a great story. It's a great story that you shared. And also we have to count one more factor. We all of us have also the hidden desires, and some hidden beliefs, and some hidden, let's say, wishes or dreams, or habits that we don't even share with anyone. Right. So this concludes the identity. because maybe for you as a friend, maybe I will share something that are totally my deepest thoughts, my deepest feelings, my deeper emotions, some deeper desires or wishes, any kind. But maybe with my wife, I will not share the same. I will share different. Maybe with my kids, I will not share the same. I will share different. Maybe with my friend, in a corporate colleague, a colleague, let's say, may will share completely different. Because, so as you said, there are different roles as actors, so different identities. That's why the most important thing is, if you want to be an actor, based on your story, you better know that you're an actor. Because if you don't know that, then you're in deep trouble. So
Exactly.
what I mean is that if it's a conscious choice that you say to yourself that yes, I'm an actor in life, and this is I will move in life as a real actor because this makes me feel well and this makes me feel fulfilled and happy. Then fine, no problem at all, as long as you don't harm someone, of course, right? And you keep some of your values, whatever your values are. So that's fine as well. If you don't know that you're an actor and you're still facing and you're using different identities, then it can be a real mix-up. And then this is where imbalances happen, and this is where stress is coming up, right? Because you're always in the fight and flight mode. That I need to speak differently to Kyriakos, I need to speak differently to my friends, I need to speak differently to my colleagues, I need to speak differently. So it's always there, always in a fight or flight mode. I need to speak different. I need to be a different person. I need to behave different in every situation. It's not authentic.
It's not authentic, exactly. What was the tipping point that made you change? That
Maybe
you
change.
went
You mean
in
went to a
that
coaching?
yeah, when you decided I want to do this.
Yes, that's a very interesting question. Of course, the environment is there to share something that is more of the loose, some couple of drinks, in a more relaxed
Wine.
atmosphere. And I will tell
We
you
are going
why.
to do this. We are going to do
I
this.
will, I will tell you why. Because for me, it was a spiritual situation. It came from through spiritual, let's say, realization. So I'm not sure how our audience, how familiar is to different kind of spiritual practices. So maybe I should not disclose this.
No worries.
But I'm happy to share.
don't.
I'm happy to share if someone is really interested. To hear more about the story, because I was going through a range of hypnotherapy sessions. Let's say like now 7 or 8 years ago, and this is where it came up.
Yeah, this is also a topic that we can discuss because nowadays people are more familiar with hypnotherapy, let's say acupuncture, things that I can also give an example. My mother was, children, don't smoke, it's bad for you. Now, my mother was smoking for 30 years. She went to Germany like 10 years ago, and she did hypnotherapy, and in 2 weeks she stopped smoking.
Yes.
The same thing with my sister. Yes, and people should be more. The last 10 years are more open on spiritual things, on mental things, on everything that has to do about the soul. Because until now everything was work. We are in a different generation, let's say. We are Gen Xs. And I see a lot of people from our age, generation, change. Why do you believe is this? Is it because I'm not going to ask anything? Why do you believe that our generation is changing so much?
Every generation is still changing because there is so much influence from external environment, so much influence from the external environment. Imagine the last 20 years, even us, we did not even have a mobile phone. 25 years ago, maybe there was no internet. right?
Mhm.
So we've
I
lived
can
this,
remember.
we lived this, the two of us, in our generation. But our children now, they are 1 year old, 2 year old, sometimes they're almost babies, and you see families, and their babies are with the screens. They go for dinner, and they are with the screens in front of their babies, 1 year old, just to keep them quiet or keep them busy. That's crazy. So already this is an implanted belief or implanted perspective that we are, let's say, embodying. We are passing to our children one way or the other, which is completely different than what we used to grow up with. So of course that every generation is different. Unfortunately, there's no way to stop that. It could be stopped only if all the people could go on a completely higher consciousness. If I
Give
can
me
say,
just
yeah,
give me
sure.
just 1 second, Tasos. I had 1 or 2 comments right now about an echo. Give me just 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
Or yes, because it's going to be very, very irritating to the ears. And now it's time to have. Is it better now? We try to do some magic over here.
Maybe, yeah, maybe you can receive some comments back, some feedback back.
Give me just 1 second. I can try one last thing. I'm going to let you on the screen.
So now I'm alone with all your audience, Kyriako, but there's no interaction. So
Now, if the echo is gone,
yes, hello.
okay, it's
Is
fixed.
better?
Yes, everybody's
I can hear
saying
you
that
perfectly. I can hear
it
you
is
perfectly.
fixed. Fantastic. Now, it was if you're everybody is telling me, why are you doing live shows? And I'm explaining to them it's more real, more unique, because if we are going to add anything out, the bloopers or whatever has to do, then I'm telling everybody it's not going to be genuine. And thank you very much for the comments, and thank you for telling us that something wasn't wrong. That was wrong. Now, let's go back to our discussions. How do you believe people can help themselves by doing this new technique that you have created? What is the core point?
Yes. It's not a technique really. It's through a coaching journey, because you have to go through a coaching journey. Coaching journey is working with a coach closely, to be able to solve and to be able to tackle any challenge that you may have personally or professionally. or any big dream or any big goal or any big aspiration, right? Because sometimes we get excited with what we want to achieve and what we want to achieve, but sometimes we need some clarity that we don't have at the specific moment. So it can be anything. Someone, for example, can have a big challenge in his life because maybe of low self-confidence, for example, or someone it seems in a career transition, so he wants to change in a professional environment from one to the other. Someone wants to get a promotion, right? And sometimes we don't have the clarity for the right decision making because it's not we're not ready. Maybe it's not clear to us. Maybe, as you said, we're influenced, by different factors, internal or external, in our lives. And that's why we need some support there with a coach to be able, to help us in this journey in order to find our own truth. Because it's about our own truth. The coach will not come and tell you, you have to do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, right? The coach will support you with powerful questions through questioning and through basically raising your own awareness in order to find your own truth. But this is a process. This is a process. So if you want to follow the heart coaching process, you really have to start with a holistic approach. And what holistic approach is. And if we're talking about the hospitality, for example, if I can give an example with the hospitality sector, right? So sometimes all of us, I'm sure that we have experienced that we're going to some hotels. And why we're going to a hotel? We're going to a hotel because we go and stay there maybe for 1 or 2 nights because it's a professional trip, let's say, and we have to stay there or sleep somewhere, or we go for holidays, for relaxation, etc. In both cases, the environment should be an environment which is a welcoming environment. It has to be an environment of relaxation, an environment that we feel good. We feel that we are taken care of. And we go to some hotels sometimes that their atmosphere, you go inside and you feel immediately that the atmosphere, the energy is not the one that we would wish for. So instead of getting us more relaxed and more grounded, it gets us more excited, more energized, and more stressed, most probably, because we go there to get to be more relaxed, more balanced. I'm sure you've seen that in many hotels. You've seen this, what I'm talking about. So the holistic approach is the one that really makes us be more grounded. It helps us create our routines. It helps us take care of our body, of our mind, of our emotions, and of our spirit, all together as a whole. So it addresses the person as a whole. That's why it's called holistic approach. So we need to take care of our bodies. We need to take care of our nutrition. We need to take care of our sleep. We need to take care of our routines, our daily routines. That keeps us in high energy, in a good positive state, and positive vibes, in optimistic vibes, in a mood that we want to create things, right, and not destroy things. So the holistic approach is very important to start with. If you don't start with this, you cannot reach to the real transformation, to be honest. From my personal experience, because I've been through this journey and I'm a big ambassador anyway of the holistic approach. That's why I got certified as an executive holistic coach, right? So I can tell you from my clients and also from other people that I see, if you don't really take care of our bodies and our minds and our hearts and our spirit properly, then we cannot succeed what we want to succeed.
I've
Did I
got a
trouble
message.
you or what?
No, you didn't trouble me at all. The thing is, uh, uh, usually it sounds very, very stupid if the host agrees with everything that the guest is saying. But
Yeah, I'm
because
ready for the
I'm
challenge. Go for
100%,
it.
yeah, I'm 100% on the same page with you, because this is what managers should do. They should have their co-workers balanced between their work and their life. And if we are talking about hospitality, uh, it's a different thing. A seasonal hospitality, that somebody has to leave his home and go and work in Dubai or whatever, Greece, Malta, for some months and then go back. This means she is leaving home, family,
Yes,
and this means extra stress.
Sure.
And that's what managers should do. And this is why you should go to more hotels to tell them, to explain to them, to give them the point of view, as I always say, because it's
Yes.
always about the point of view. If you
Yes.
give them it's.
I know what you mean, and you're experienced this for sure. Because here, then we need to ask ourselves, and we need to ask these managers, right? How do they believe? And that's a powerful question, for example, now, right? How do they believe, these people, the managers, how do they believe the performance of their department or of the hotel would be, right, in the two scenarios? You have stressed people, or you have people that they really are balanced and grounded, and they are there to work and perform and be happy. So from your experience, for example, these managers, if I would ask them this question, how would they reply?
Managers in the hospitality business don't answer in a straight manner. They are always diplomatic, and they don't like to tell if there's right, wrong, black, white. It's a usual technique because they are taught this way. They don't embrace problems. This means if they say that people are need help, if they are acknowledging this, those are the ones who need to give the help, and this is more work for them. This means nobody is going to tell you that everything is perfect, everything is fantastic. Everybody says this, but at the end, we know that this isn't the truth.
Yes, because it's very possible that even themselves they are not aware of that, and even themselves they are going through this stressful situation because they have to do the job, they have to deliver, they have to bring the clients, they have to train their employees, they have to make sure that the clients are happy, throughout the day. But let's see it from the client perspective. If I'm the client and I'm going to an environment where I see that the people are not maybe smiling, the people maybe they are tired, or the people are stressed, what should I think as a client, as a visitor to this hotel, right? I want to go to a hotel and people should be calm, should be happy, should be smiling, should be there to serve me in a good way, to serve me, right? Not as a servant, right? But as a client, that I have some needs there, because I'm going there also to get rid of my stress, right? So if the employees are giving me more stress, then that's not helpful for anyone, right? Because then I will be stressed as well, and then I will be aggressive back to them, and I will be angry back to them, and this is a vicious circle, right? It doesn't stop. So that's why coming to your point about the managers, I think the managers, they need themselves to understand this and realize this in order to be able to multiply this effect and support their employees to be at their best possible and positive condition that they can during the work, so that everyone gets happier and gets calmer and enjoys their stay in the hotel in the end.
And it's not only in hotels, it's everywhere. Actually, if you go to a mall, it's the same. But hospitality is. When I went to Anavisos, to my school then in Athens, we did touristic psychology, and in there we had a word that was anapsyche, to rebuild the soul of your guests. And I believe this is long gone. This word in Greek, anapsyche, okay, to rebuild the soul of the guest. Yeah, I believe a lot of people in hospitality have forgotten about this, because this is the main thing. It's not about me; it's about them.
Yes. Yes, actually, that's a great point that you raised here, right? For anapsyche, for the Greek word, because it literally means this, right? And as you said, we have completely forgotten even the meaning of the word, even just the meaning of the word. Imagine the application of the meaning of the word. So if we are not able to really stand and put this as a big value of the hotel, as a big flag outside of the hotel saying, "Come here for an apsihi," right? Come here to really feel relaxed, to really build your soul, transform your soul, basically, right? Or align with your soul. Then we're not offering true hospitality.
I'm in the same page, and it's very difficult to tell those things, about it, because most of the people are getting it's the self defense mechanism of managers. No, you're wrong. Yeah. Or this is wrong. We are not going to discuss about it. We are not going to have any conversation about something that is taboo just because I want to. And this is leadership. This is leadership not only it's everywhere. It's in the family. It's between friends. It's how you communicate things. And that's why I'm very happy that I can discuss those things with you.
So would you say basically that there's a lack of leadership in the hospitality sector?
Everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah, I'm being blunt. I always say it's not about I believe that the last 10 to 15 years, because of the radical changes that we had in technology, as you said, in the way of living, and the gap between the generations became very, very big. People went to become managers too quickly, and management in my brain means having your co-workers in a good mood. Exactly what you said. This means it's their souls. My job as a manager is not to sell. It's not to see if everything is clean. I have to balance between the guests, the ownership, and
I didn't understand that.
Yeah, I have somebody with me that always tries to do. Yeah, sorry about this, guys. Yeah, I'm a Samsung fan. As a manager, you're always between management, ownership, guests or customers, and your co-workers, and you need to have this triple scale and be in the middle in order to balance everybody needs.
True.
This is a very yes, and it's what you do.
Yes, true, but this is a skill in the end. This is what managers are supposed to do, right? They have to build the skills, because of course they have to bring the efficiency. Of course they have to be efficient and create the outputs in order for the hotel to have high performance, for example, which is the process cycle. It's about operations, efficiency, output, right? So this is the process cycle. Great. But then in the relationship aspect, in the relationship part, they have to build also the relationship with the stakeholders. Whatever stakeholders these are. Stakeholders, as you said, is the owners. Stakeholders is the customers. Stakeholders is the colleagues at the same time. So they have to build the relationships around that. And at the same time, they have to be the leaders themselves, the real leaders, even if they are not called a leader, even if they are not called general manager, even if they are not called chiefs or whatever, they have to be the leader of their department, the leader of their sector, the leader of what they're doing, in order to be able to do that well and better and have an outcome and be effective at the same time. So not only efficient, but also be effective, which means then that if they're effective, then they will get also the great comments from the visitors. They will get the great comments, in the reviews. They will get the great, let's say, repeated visitors that will come again and again, because in the end, it's about people, right? You're not going to a hotel only because of the nice swimming pool and nice bed, right? And the nice view. You go there also because you like the manager, you like the people working there, you get treated well. So it's a combination of all this. So this is what managers need to understand. It's a multi-skill environment, and they have to have this. They have to have this. Otherwise, they are not in the right place, and they are not in the right place. First of all, inside them, because they feel frustrated because of this if they are not able to manage. So if you're in a position that you feel frustrated and you feel stressed because you cannot manage, that means that most probably you're not in the right position. Most probably you should be somewhere else. You should find what is this environment, or what is this job, or what is this occupation that you could be the best version of yourself. Does it make sense? I'm not sure.
Yes, it makes sense. It makes sense, as it should be. The my personal opinion about this thing is, we had too many taboos the last how many years, and it depends also on the culture, because as you know, in Greece, and not only Greece, it's shameful to say that you are wrong about something and that you failed. Those are two things that, as human beings, I don't know a lot of cultures, but I'm talking with a lot of guests through the summer, and it's the same thing. It's you are not allowed by society to tell that you failed, because everybody's going to bully you and say, "Oh, he's a loser." And I heard from somebody, loser is not the one who fails. Loser is the one who fails and doesn't get up.
Exactly.
Doesn't try it again.
Of course, it's clear, because if we don't fail, we don't learn. If we don't fail, we don't learn, right? And everyone is gonna fail multiple times. The secret is that when we fail, as you said, to be able to stand up and continue and learn from that, so we don't do it again, right? But there is no person in the world in the history that hasn't failed in something. There's no person in history, and even the biggest minds and the greatest minds in the world, they have failed multiple times before they succeed, before they become the billionaires, or before they become the Einsteins of the world, right? They have failed multiple times. So, yes, this culture of perfectionism that you're describing, and this belief and perspective that, yes, you should be perfect and you're the strongest and you should not cry, especially for us as men, right? It's very wrong, unfortunately. It's very wrong, because we tend to realize this and get to know them when we're becoming much older, and then we may regret that, right? Because we may have lost opportunities in our lives, that could be, our lives could be different, but we follow these beliefs that they were embedded to us since we were kids or children, and then the beliefs were stopping us from taking some risks, were stopping us from making the move, were stopping us, for really showing what we can do and who we are. So yeah, for sure we need, this is a mindset. Actually, this is a change of mindset. But again, it's a change of heart set, because if you understand this and you realize this, then you take action. But first it starts with self-awareness, and self-awareness is not here. Self-awareness is here in the heart. So it starts from here, and then slowly we start changing what we're thinking. First we feel, then we think, and then we take action, right? So after we have the feelings that we need to change, then we start thinking how to change, what to do, what makes sense for us, and then we take action.
Tasso, we are now 50 minutes in.
I know, and it's so pleasant that I did not even realize the time.
Okay, I'm going to tell you now that I made a mistake. I can correct it if you give me 30 seconds, or we can do it another way. Every guest leaves a question for the next guest without knowing who he is going to be, or she.
Okay.
I've written down the question of the previous guest that we had, but we are going to do this a different way. I'm going to send you the question, and you can answer me on a video so that we can post it and do this a little bit on. I'm trying to do this in a new way. Are you
That's
in with
fine.
this?
That's fine, as you wish. Yeah, great. It's great both ways
And
anyway. Yeah.
and you can put also your question on this video so that the next one is
On the
going
video
to
that I will
answer it.
send you.
Because
Yeah, fine.
now, tell me, was this, except of the technical things, the problems that I say, how was it until now? Is it good?
You're asking me or you're asking our audience?
I'm asking you. I'm asking you
You're
because
asking me.
you
No,
you
I
have
really,
done a lot of podcasts.
no, I really enjoyed. Thank you for that. And it was, we covered a lot of different aspects and different things. I tried to focus a little bit on the hospitality because you're coming from there. So I guess maybe some of your participants here or audience are coming also from the hospitality sector. So it's good to have like real examples, that of the things that we experience during our days. Right? Because I'm working with different clients, a lot of different clients from different industries, different sectors, right? So for me, I don't really stay on the sector or the industry itself. It's about the person that I'm coaching. So it's about his or her challenges, it's about his or her goals and aspirations and objectives in lives, right? Because industries can change, sector can change, position can change, as we grow up and we learn new things and we transform ourselves.
Are you doing this only on one-on-one, or do you
No,
do
I
this
do also
also
group. I do
corporately?
also group. I do also group coaching in small groups of 4 to 5, 6 people max. But they have to have the same, similar then approach or a similar challenge or a similar goal or objective. For example, I've done several group coaching sessions on how to face our fears or phobias, for example, or how to create our dream life, how to create our vision. Or if I go to more corporate, how to create a vision, a mission, for example, or objectives for a corporate organization, or how to align between some people in the same department, depending on the objectives of the company, depending on the objectives of the department, and depending on the objectives and the wishes of the people that they participate. But in order to group coaching, or team coaching, there needs to be some common denominator, some common
Ground.
idea or challenge or ground, yes, so that we can work on it. We can work on it and see the transformation of the group itself.
I believe it would be very wise of the companies in Greece if they took you in for a training session, because this
Thank you.
is I know about Greece. I can talk about Greece, and this is a very big discussion. We are going to do this off the air, but I believe it's the best timing right now, because next year tourism is going to have a very big problem, and yeah, it's it's normal. We had COVID.
Yes.
2022, it was everybody wanted to go on holidays because
They were locked. They were, of course, they needed to
they
relax.
said,
Yeah,
I
of
want to
course.
live. I want to
Yes.
live. I want to feel good. 1 year, 2 years, now it's going to get on the other side. And people need to know, because the market, in Greece, it's everywhere. It's a problem. The prices go up, and the services
The
go down.
quality of the service, you mean? Yes. Yes. I can
And it's
understand that, but this is
always,
unfortunately, this is a very short-term logic, right? As you know very well, it's a very short-term strategy and very blind, in a way, blinded strategy, because we really need to think differently. When you have too much competition, as you say, and there's a problem in the demand and supply, and basically in the demand of our services, in order to get market share, in order to really do something different and really succeed, we need to disrupt. We need to go to disruption. That means that we need to go to a very significant, innovative disruption, or do something really unique, something really different, something really innovative, in order to get to increase our market share compared to our competitors, that they are just doing what they used to be doing for the last 15, 20, 30 years. Because if we continue to do the same, we'll never survive. It's impossible to survive. Forget it. It's mathematically, it's a loser. This is a loser situation mathematically, right?
it's there's a quote, I believe, in physics. if you do the same experiment the same way, and it always is unsuccessful, and you keep on doing it, you're stupid. I'm getting it on the ground. Yeah, it's not going to change anything.
Of course, especially physics.
In physics, yeah. Tasos, thank you very much for this conversation. I hope everybody enjoyed it, all except of the technical things and everything. It might be that I'm going to take everything down from the internet because I can remake it, but I'm not going to cut anything. I'm going to leave it as it is.
That's great.
I'm going to edit it. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
all this knowledge.
Thank you. I'm happy to work together again. Have the opportunity again to share any other topics that could be interesting to your audience and to your followers, right? Because we all need to share experiences and we need to share learnings in the end, right? Because this is where the value is created, when we learn experience and we learn learnings. And I'm happy to support anyone that may need some support, in their journey, either on a personal or professional level.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All the best.
See you guys next week, and try to create new things and do a search for your soul so that you can see how much you can become better. Bye bye.